Recording in progress.
Hello, welcome to Easy Forex Chart Analysis. Today we are having a look at the currency markets, and I want us to use this for our analysis, which is GBPAUD, the British pound, and the Australian dollar. And obviously, we're going to start our analysis from the 12-month period, and I need to delete everything here. So on our 12-month period, you could see that market had been trending down from this side, and after we hit this spot, he had this low liquidated. We had this low liquidated, and right after that, we pushed back inside the range, and markets went up there to this week to mitigate this week. All right. Now, after we hit that, we traded back down to fill this fair value gap and this inversion fair value gap completely. And we started moving to the upside again. All right. So we have this month's, which is 2nd June 2017 low. And we have this Monday, 3rd January 2022 low, which is kind of an equal low or relative equal lows right here. And you could see that this high was also liquidated. We went above this month's high and closed back within the range. And this candle stayed as an inside bar, which is the January candle, 2021 candle stayed as an inside bar. And we had inside bars, all right? So we are still trying to see we are still seeing some expansion to the upside towards this buy side liquidity. We have some relative equal highs here as well, which is our draw on liquidity. So looking at the previous month, you can see that as we opened, we started trading up and we have liquidated the high, all right? We traded above the high, but refused to close, and we are getting back within the range. So after external range liquidity, price will have to return to internal range liquidity. So we have to switch to our 6-month period to see where price is heading towards. And we can see this 6-month fair value gap right here. And I'm going to label that as our 6-month fair value gap. That is the high of the fair value gap. And this is the low of our 6-month fair value gap. 6-month fair value gap low. So once we've taken external range liquidity and failed to displace above, what price is going to do for the rest of the week ahead of us is we are still in the month of October. Today is 21st, and we don't know how this monthly candle is going to end, but we want to see that retracement back on other time frame into the range before we see a further expansion up higher. So still going down to our lower time frame, our 3-month period. What we want to see is an accumulation, a 3 Power of three pattern where we have an accumulation, a manipulation of the lows into the key zone, and then we have a distribution. So this will be our manipulative phase, and sorry, our accumulation phase and our manipulative phase. And I'll be expecting an expansion higher towards these highs that have not been liquidated yet. So we have this high, have this high, and we have this high here as well. All these are our draws on liquidity, and we have this high and that high as our draw on liquidity. So going down to our monthly time frame, we are seeing things clearly now. We are seeing the accumulation phase here, and I want to see a manipulative phase down into the FVG, and then we will have a continuation towards our draw on liquidity. So I'm going to be bearish on GBPAUD in the upcoming weeks. And what we can see is that the previous month's candle, this was the high, and this is the low. Traded below the low and failed to close below. And market seems to be expanding, or price seems to be expanding to the high side. So let's just keep going down to see what we are likely to find in the lower time frame. This is an order block which price is using. That is an order block which price is using to, it's rejecting from, all right, but let's go down to our weekly time frame. You can see that as price hit that zone, we had a rejection and traded up, but I still want to see that manipulation back into the FVG of the 6 month period, and before we see an expansion. All right, before we see an expansion. So let me delete this and mark this as a draw on liquidity as well. So we have these lows as a target as we are coming down into the fair value gap on the weekly time frame. All right, so going down to our daily time frame, we can see that we have this high and we have these lows here. We have already had a break of structure here, though it's a wick, but we label it as a break of structure to the downside, or some kind of others will call this an inducement which has been taken, and we came into this inversion gap here, tiny gap, IFVG, and we expanded higher. All right, so as I'm bearish on this asset, what I would like to see is for price to keep coming down towards these lows that we've marked, and we have this nice trend line liquidity here waiting for us towards the downside. Going down to a 4-hour, see that these highs have been manipulated already. Okay, not yet. We have these highs in place, and we went above these highs, and we have this immediate lows for targeting. So going down to my 1 hour, what do I expect? I would expect us to continue to move up high, manipulate these highs, and sell down. That is what I'll be expecting to see. We have these equal highs here, which others will see as strong resistance, but I'll see that as a liquidity zone. And we have these equal highs here as well, which price have not liquidated yet. And so we also have these lows here and this low here, this low here. So I'd like to see what Monday will give us in terms of a trading idea, and from then on we'll see what will happen. But mind you, we still have this fair value gap to fill to the downside. So if you're able to turtle soup this, if I get a turtle soup entry on this after we sweep these highs, that would be very nice. So I'll be expecting some sells from here towards the downside with my stop loss right above here. In the upcoming week, we have news upcoming on GBP, and it's on Wednesday. Monday is Monday, we have no news. Tuesday, we have a high impact news coming on GBP. There is no forecast or previous data for us on Tuesday. And actually on Wednesday, we also have GPV news. Thursday and Friday, there is no news. So I'll be expecting this news to serve as a driver to push us towards the buy side liquidity before we sell to the downside, right? Before we sell to the downside. So I'll be expecting the news driver to take us to liquidate these highs, and right after start selling to the downside. So that would be my expectation on this pair, even as we begin a new trading week. So let's wait to see what markets will offer us before we take an entry. So for now, we are not going to take any entry here. That is a dangerous zone to really buy or sell from. And if for nothing at all, we can mark this zone for our order block, just in case you want to trade this. Have price sweep these lows, and after gave us a very nice expansion to the upside, swept the lows and gave us, and we have this as some sell side liquidity. Sell stops right here, and can buy from here if you wish. Keep our stop loss right at the lows and target the highs. Okay. Add a little buffer for shocks. We are entering at the 50% level and going down to our 5 minutes. Going down to our 5 minutes. We have that zone clearly there for us as a buy zone where we can buy from. So we wish to enter here, keep our stop loss and few pips below. That is about 25 pips, 28 to 30 pips stop loss, which is cool. And this is how we intend to ride it to the upside. This is how we intend to ride it to the upside. So until then, see you. Bye bye. It's been easy for us.